I have kind of been dreading today. Um, Today I'm 16 weeks postpartum, which means today my baby would have been 16 weeks old. And we have had as much time go by without him than we had with him. So that's kind of trippy. I said to someone after he had died that I was afraid as time went on that period that we had with him was just going to start to feel like a dream, and it would become such a memory that, I would look at Richard and I would say, oh, remember that time? Remember those 2 months that we had a baby? It would become almost that unreal because it was so short a time, but then time also kind of seemed to stand still because we were living in such a heightened emotional state, which I didn't realize until after he was gone, that I had been on such an adrenaline high for so long because we just didn't know how much time. We just didn't know how much time. And we had to always be with him, and we had to always make sure that he was breathing, and be watching machines all the time for him. And it was such an abrupt change of our routine. And I know every new parent, your routine completely turns over on itself, but this was so different. There was so much about our time as parents that just so unnatural, to the point that it wasn't a dream, but it could have felt like a dream, if that makes sense. Anyways, I've also been thinking if there is a hardest time of the year to lose a child, I think it has to be in the beginning of spring, because when Carver died, the daffodils were just beginning to bloom, like spring was just beginning. And for the last 8+ weeks, we've just watched the whole world come alive. And that's really hard too. So I guess this post is a little bit maybe for the people that are still asking me, how are you doing? I will say, to end this on a lighter note, I wish someone had warned me for how bad PMS can be when you're postpartum, because I used to never, I'm sure I got a little emotional, but nothing like it has been this week. And I'm in the middle of trying to plant, so many things all around the yard, and our chickens love to help with the planting. And they are coming behind and scratching everything. They eat the seeds I plant, they eat the seedlings that come up, they come and they scratch all of the vegetable starts. And I was out here with Richard one night, and I had been in a different part of the yard and was coming back, and I saw one of our chickens where I have all these beans planted, and she's just digging away, and I about lost my mind. And Richard looked at me like I was an absolute lunatic. And I'm telling you, if I could have gotten my hands on that chicken, I would have done her great bodily harm. I am convinced of it. The rage, I was so angry at this chicken. And they'll do it again. Anyways, that would have been a nice warning, because what a emotional roller coaster this has been. Anyways, I'm glad my husband still loves me.